for the devils I have won.
This is Tim with Death by Metal MMB, and I am talking to...
Jonas Wickstrand, drummer from Enforcer.
Awesome, definitely. So my first question of it is that how has been the recording of the albums and stuff like that you've been involved with? What's the process like?
Different from other albums, it's been like the previous albums has been a lot of things has been like written and recorded, like not recorded, but it's been written in rehearsal space, and we've been sitting like all together, like trying to jam like riffs and try to build the songs and the structures in the songs. Like this time we wanted to do things a little bit differently. We wanted to like concentrate on the actual songwriting a little bit more and try to like make like all these like different parts of the songs make sense together. So we were like really like trying to like break down like every like single piece of the songs and like break it down so everything like really like works together. And it took so much longer time to write it this way because we had to like calculate like, oh, if the verse goes this and the bridge is this and like the chorus, compared to just jamming riffs in the rehearsal space and put like the vocals on top. So that was like the biggest difference to how we like been writing songs before. In terms of recording, we've been recording like small studios, maybe some home recordings and stuff like that. But this time we decided to book the Soundtrade studio in Stockholm, which is like a really big, nice drum room with like new consoles and everything, just because we wanted that like big luxury room for the drums. And like all these things that has really helped. And I think that this is like the best sounding album that we ever done, and I'm really excited to release it to see what people think about it.
Where did you guys come up with the name?
First, like we had this title, Zenith of the Black Sun, was a title that we had for a long time for one of like the more epic songs of the album. And then we were like, what do we want to say with this album? And we were like, Zenith, that was there all the time, but we didn't think of it until like a couple of months ago. We were like,
Right.
Oh, of course, because we were trying to find something that would like represent something new and feel like this is like a reincarnation of Enforcer, and something that has like you know when you keep making albums after each other and you just want to like rebrand yourself and like show the audience that we have everything that you like, but we want to give you something new, like we want to show you what we can do too. Like, so we tried to come up with a name that wasn't like obvious that this is like a continuation of the previous album. Like you record, you have all these like Mac softwares, and then you put in Mac OS X, like something like that. Like it feels like it's a new thing, and that was one thing that was really important for us when we chose the album title.
Definitely. What of all the albums you've been involved with, what's your favorite?
This one, absolutely this one. This has been like the most fun album to do ever, period. Because I like this way of writing, and I like the way of like dissecting the songwriting and to do it as good as we can. And it's been fun before, but like the production phase and like that, we've been really relaxed about it too. Like instead of like stressing a new album out after a couple of months after being on the road, we just took the time to like, oh, what do we want to do, and try to like try to like find the inspiration in right places. And I think that's really important if you're going to keep going, is to find inspiration and not force inspiration. And I felt like all of these songs that we did was just like pure joy and pure inspiration, like from the start of production till the final mix.
And as far as all the tours that you've been involved with, which one stands out the most to you?
I mean, there's been tours that've been like successful for us in like a high points out of view for like what we're doing, but then it's also been really interesting tours that's been making memories, and I think I like to talk more about the tours that has been making memories. And what tours that come to mind is like the tours in Latin America, where like you don't know where you're heading. You're like
Right.
You're flying, yeah, you're landing in like Sao Paulo, and then you're like driving around in Brazil, and you keep getting into places and people that you never thought that you would meet, and also meeting fans in the most like remote places like I ever been. Like you drive 15 hours through a jungle, like over anacondas and through like Indian villages, and you come into like an outdoor metal festival, and you're playing a headline set in front of uh, like Enforcer fans that are like singing the songs. They're like they know the lyrics and stuff like that. And I think that those things really touches me, that you can be like out on these like really like remote places that isn't like a hub for like entertainment or metal at all. You think it's just like, and then you can actually pull an audience there and have a great show, and I love those memories.
Is South America one of those places that just it seems like it's every time I talk to a band, it seems like it's just more intense than anywhere else on the planet. And
Where?
South America,
Oh yeah.
what? Why do you think it is that it's so intense in South America? It's more intense there than it is in Europe and the States and Canada. Why is that?
I think that like in Europe and North America, I think the music scene is really saturated, and people listen to like people hear bands all the time, and they can just like drive like an hour somewhere, and they can see any band that they want because they're always on tour there. I think it's much more rarely for bands to come to Latin America, especially like not the like when people when bands do South American tours, is often like you do the big cities, like you're doing like Sao Paulo and Buenos Aires
Right.
and Santiago. But the times we've been there, we've been to like so many different places that might have like one show like every 3 months to go to, and of course it's going to be more special for them, and it's going to be like the whole scene would just come out and see the show, because they don't get shows all the time. And I think it's hard to keep that interest level when you're saturating the market with having shows every day of the week. So I think that's special with South America, because you know that you're giving them like a memorable night, because they're not having it all the time.
And as far as like, what do you have planned for 2019? Do you guys got some tours coming out? What do you have coming out?
Well, the first thing that's going to happen is that we're releasing the album the 26th of April. It's actually not the first. We're going to actually start the European festival season next weekend in Portugal, and then we will do European summer festivals for 3 months, and like promote the album, play new songs, give the fans these shows. Like it's been like 3 years or something since we were playing in Europe, and then we're taking it to North America in the fall with Warbringer, and after that we have some more plans. We haven't like locked down any dates for further plans. We want to like go to the markets that we have in our fan bases, and like play for them. So but that's the plans that we have locked down for now.
Definitely. How long did it take to record the new album?
If you think about like recording as like the whole process of like the first song till like the finished mix, that was probably like yeah, like a year and a half. But then, like, if we talk just about the recording process, we started in April, and we had the final mix done by October or something like that. And it was a little bit spread out process because, like, you want to record stuff, and then you want to have time to reflect, and you want to listen to it and see changes. So it's been like we recorded drums, and we did all the bed tracks, and we like started with vocals, and then like we took some time to like give it a couple of weeks or like a month, and then you listen to it again with fresh ears, trying to see what improvements can be made before we like made any further progress. So it hasn't been that we've been necessarily working every day with it, but we've been working really. But that from April to June, we were working every day, and then we had like a little break over the summer, and we were working really hard from the end of the summer till October or November or something like that when we were finished.
Okay, definitely. It always changes with every band. Sometimes the albums they take a couple years. Sometimes the albums take they take a couple months, like you just said. Tell me about your hometown where you live in Sweden. What's the metal scene like that around there?
Right now, I'm actually living in Austin, and I haven't been living in Sweden since 2016. But as far as the scene goes in Sweden, I think I haven't been in much like involved in like the scene except for the band at all. I know there's a lot of music, and there's a lot of bands, and I meet all these bands when we go to festivals or play shows. There's like always like Swedish bands there that we hang out with or like play with, and we. So I know it's like, but then I don't really know how like the fan base situation looks in Sweden. I wish I knew more, but I know there are definitely a lot of great musicians there that come out to play for the world, and that makes me really proud of being from such a great place, as such a like cradle of great musicians.
Okay, cool, definitely. And as far as the particular like the sound and the stuff that comes out of the band. Is there a particular like what is your setup with the drums and guitars and bass? Do you guys have a certain setup or what do you use?
I think I mean a lot of it changes compared to like what kind of songs we're making, and we like for this album specifically, we've been experimenting a lot with different tones and different sounds, and like different snare drums for specific songs, and different guitar amps to fit for certain songs. Just so it's not like a certain setup that we've been using from the beginning to
Right.
now. It's just like we like to experiment with our sound and try to find new ways.
It just seems like every band evolves and they use different tactics and different different instruments and different pickups and like you just said, like you just described. But as far as like whenever you're not doing the album or not even touring or whatever, what do you do on the off time? What do you do to make time pass by?
Well, I'm working as a film music composer, and I score movies, and that's what I do all the time that I'm not playing.
Do you do big movies?
I've been doing a lot of like big TV series and a lot of like advertisement campaigns that people have seen. Maybe not any big features as for now, but I think that's in the plans. It's like you're signing NDAs with everything, so I can't really tell much about the future, what's going to be mad, but
Right.
it's definitely looking good.
Definitely. So that's something probably in the future that you can fall back onto, later
Yeah.
on. Definitely. And as far as like the name Enforcer, where did you guys come up and how did you guys come up with that?
Uh, Honestly, I can't really answer that question because all of my brother, um, he was like starting this whole band as like a one man band, and he didn't plan to have like a live band or live act. You just want to record music and put it online. And so, like, at that moment, he already had the logo and the band name and everything, and I was involved on, like, the second demo. I started to play drums with him, but, like, where his inspiration come for that band name, I don't know.
Okay, cool, definitely. So, the last two questions I've got for you, what was your first major concert that you went to, and what was your first metal album you ever bought?
The first, like, major concert was probably when I saw Iron Maiden in 2003. Like, my biggest, like, memorable concert where I could actually, like, go there and hang out by myself without, like, yeah, and that was, and I haven't actually seen them since. That's
Oh,
the
wow.
only time I've seen them. But that was, like, a great experience, and since that, like, when we started playing, it's been so many bands that we've been able to catch on the road when we've been at festivals and stuff like that. The first record that I ever bought was Creatures of the Night with Kiss.
Okay, definitely. Well, you know what? I'm really looking forward to listening to the whole CD, and I wish you guys nothing but luck. And I wish that you hope you guys come by St. Louis, Missouri, and play. And I wish you nothing but luck. And thank you for doing the interview.
Thank you so much. You have a great night.
You too. Take care. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.